I'm BJ Griffin. Now the question for today is, who is the more likely title holder in their respective divisions, of course? Melvin Guillard or Carlos Condit. Now both guys are running through their respective divisions. Melvin Guillard won his last 5 fights. His last loss was to Nate Diaz, excuse me, where he lost in the second round via guillotine choke. And Carlos Condit won his last 4 fights. Carlos Condit's last loss was against Martin Kampmann, where he lost via split decision. Now, both guys are Greg Jackson fighters, and both guys, to make it to the championship, are gonna have to fight some high-level wrestlers, and that is really what is in question for both guys. Can these guys wrestle and handle these high-level wrestlers where that's not where their strong point may necessarily lie? Now we know Carlos Condit does have some jiu-jitsu skills, and you see that if you just look at his last fight against Dong Young Kim, where he swept him, excuse me, and he mounted him. That was very, very impressive. And then he's finished him the first round and got that flying knee KO. So he showed a lot of well-roundedness. And Melvin Guillard, we're gonna have to see how well he can do, because in the past when we've seen his ground game, it's left a little bit to be desired. So we're gonna have to see how well these two fighters fight. Both guys Greg Jackson fighters, and the thing about Greg Jackson's camp is when people start training with him, they start to improve in places where they're weak, because he has those world-class athletes there that can train all these fighters to improve where they're weak at. GSP went and trained with Greg Jackson, and his striking improved vastly. So we may see some improvements in the wrestling department with both of these guys. But in my opinion, I think Melvin Guillard is the more likely title holder, because his road isn't as difficult as Carlos Condit's. I mean, Melvin Guillard doesn't have to fight GSP to get a title. That says enough in itself. And as far as who these guys are going to be fighting, Carlos Condit, it said that he is going to fight the winner of GSP and Nate Diaz. But if he waited that long, that just, to me, it seems like a pretty big layoff, especially for a guy who is on a roll. I would think they want to keep this guy fighting. So in my opinion, I think he should fight John Fish before he fights the winner of GSP, Nate Diaz, for that title shot. Fight John Fish for that title shot. And that's going to be a tough fight for him, because John Fish is just a slightly lesser version than GSP. If there's no GSP, John Fish should be the man. So I think that should be the fight lined up next for Carlos Condit. And then if he wins that fight, he fights the winner of GSP, Nate Diaz. Now that's a tough road, but that's just what I feel he needs to do to earn that shot. And with Melvin Guillard, he will more than likely fight the winner of Jim Miller, Ben Henderson, and then he will fight whoever has the title at the time, whether that be Frankie Edgar or Gray Maynard, whenever they get that fight going. So let me know what you all think of the question at hand, who will be the next title holder. I'm saying Melvin Guillard, just because his road is a little bit easier than Carlos Condit. So make sure to subscribe, follow us on Twitter. Make sure to sign up for ibsportstv.com when it's released on July 24th. What it's going to be is a picks game where you can pick fights for UFC, Strikeforce, and you can pick games for NFL, basketball. I mean, any sport you want, I'm going to have it on there. So make sure to do that. You'll be able to earn points and raise your way through the rankings and the leaderboards, and now some people who are on the top of those leaderboards. And I'm gonna play, you all should play. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. So make sure to sign up for ibsportstv.com when it's released July 24th. This is ibsportstv.com. I'm BJ Griffin, signing off.